Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you the fastest, most efficient way to break down a pallet. I use a sawzall. I got the 12-inch DeWalt. I got a 12-inch metal cutting blade. They sell all kinds of different blades for them. A wood blade, you could use a wood blade, but it'll dull out too quickly. But I just throw them up here on my bench. Make sure it's nice and sturdy. You can clamp it down if you want to make sure it don't move. But here we go. It might be easier to stand it up when you get to this point, but we'll see how it works out. go. There's that. Aside from being messy, that's about the fastest way you're going to tear down a pallet. And a lot of people may disagree with it because, you know, regardless, you got to pound the nails out. But you don't always have to take nails out. That adds to the rustic look if you're working on a project that's with the rustic theme. But if you're working on a finer project where you want it to look really nice and you want to clean the lumber up, you definitely have to take nails out. But I mean, that's just as easy as breaking down the pallet with the Sawzall. There's several ways you can get the nails out. That's one way. Now the ones that got cut, if you got a nail just like that, or even a screw, just put it in there. I like taking a screw because they're stronger than nails. Just line it up, put it on there, a couple whacks. Okay, a couple more whacks for these anyway. Oh, these ain't trying to come out, but that so you can hold on to the handle. Yeah. Now that takes a little bit of time, but it's still doable. In my opinion, it's still worth doing. Now, the biggest thing is when it comes to using a Sawzall to break down your pallets, you're stuck with these runners right here with nails that are now basically impossible to get out because now they don't have heads on them. So what do you do there? Can you get those out? Well, yeah, you can get them out. A lot of people choose to just leave them in, but there's a bunch of these runners that if you glue it up and make big panels out of them, you can make some pretty good sized boards from these runners if you're able to run them through your joiner and planer. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to get these nails out. Here's one way that I do it. Okay, so after you get your pallet broke down, and you want to use these runners here for a finer woodworking project rather than a rustic project, then you're going to want to get these nails out. And one way that I do it is I use my Dremel. You can use a router. There's several different ways you can do it, this like this, but regardless of how you do it, it just has to be done. And this is the way I do it. So let's see how it works. And when you're doing this, you want to be careful. You don't want to hit the nail, because not only are you going to screw your bit up, but you know it's possible you're going to hurt yourself as well, because you'll have metal shavings flying everywhere. But you definitely don't want to hit the nail with your bit, especially if you're doing it with a router. You know, it's a little bit more powerful than this Dremel, which I like this Dremel because it's way more stable and easier to use for sure. And you have way more control with the Dremel. This is even a little bit smaller than most trim routers, and it's just easier for me for sure. But let me show you how to do it. Not deep enough on that one. Okay, so once you have your nail exposed, I take it out, bring it up closer. You see, I got just enough that I should be able to get my vice grips on there and yank it out. Now, yeah, you're losing material doing it this way, but when you mill it, you're losing material anyway. So that'll just give you a nice rough starting point as you're milling your lumber. So let's see how well this works. There you go. Let's put it on there. Yep, that wasn't a good body. There's that. All right. Good. I might have to go deeper. Try deeper. Now that is definitely deep enough. And if it's not, oh man. There we go. Just like that. Now it's a little bit harder than all the other times I've done it. But normally you don't have to take off that much material. I guess what happened with that one was I didn't get my hole big enough for my vice grips there. So we're going to go ahead and do it on this one too. See how it works out this time. Perfect. Just like that. That was a heck of a lot better, a heck of a lot easier. This right here, this beautiful piece of maple is why you would do something like that. This is one gorgeous piece. You see all that right there? Man. There's nothing better than that, guys. If you like the content, hammer that like button, hammer that subscribe button, and watch me grow. Have a good night, fellas and ladies.